Today, I want to give someone a very deep secret why you should leave your coach and attend the church service. You see, many of us think, because we can watch preachings on TV, we can connect to church via our phone, via our gadgets, but we think we are in fellowship. The reason number one why you should always be in church is that if you read the Bible, whenever Jesus was holding any fellowship, or whenever he was or he wanted to teach people about anything, he will always what? Have a fellowship. Number one, with his disciples. Number two, he made sure that the people were there. It means, it's significant such that sometimes, yes, we know you know how to pray. We know you can ask God for whatever you need in your own coach. We know you can speak in tongues at the comfort of your home. But it's very important when you follow the footsteps of Jesus. You see, himself, he wanted to create the fellowship. He wanted to strengthen the relationship between him and the disciples and other people who are following him, other people who wanted to hear more of him. So when we go to church, it means we are doing Christ-like things. We are doing the things he was doing when he was on this earth. Remember, minus the fellowship, we are not going to understand what God wants us to do. Remember, it's by the fellowship, that's where we are going to understand our weakness. It's by the fellowship, that's where we are going to identify our strengths. Even to, it's going to help us understand the way we are supposed to serve God. It's going also to help us understand how God wants us to serve him. And it's also going to help believers to understand that there is something that God has deposited in their life, or in their life, that they should use that thing for the glory of his name. So if you want to live a Christ-like life, if you want to be like Christ, there are some things you need to do. And one of those things is that you need to find yourself in church. Because for himself, when he was born, he was taken to the church by his parents. It means he was dedicated to the church. It means when we go to the church, it means there are some there's some bonds, there's some chains. Point number two, there are some chains we are breaking now because we are going to the house of our Father. And when you visit the house of our Father, there are some troubles that you are encountering, they are going to stop. Because there is no way a father will see his own child suffering and will not do anything. If it's money, he's going to give you. If it's good life, he's going to give you. Simply because you have submitted yourself to his teachings. Because he, by example, he taught us to go to the church. So by us going to the church, we are just doing his will, but none of our will. So for us to understand our will as children of God, we need to find ourselves in church. Number three, when we go to church, it builds the relationship among the believers. And when we go to church, you see, there are some things, there are some battles you cannot fight alone. You need a body of believers to hold your hands. You need a body of believers to encourage you. Because you and me sometimes, or at one point in life, we might have gone through a certain thing, a certain situation, a certain trouble that we never thought we would make out of this situation. But when we go to church, it means we are going to be with our family, people who are going to encourage us, even to pray more, people who are going to encourage us that whatever we are going through, God is going to take care of that. It's simply because a family is meant to hold each other's hand. A family is meant to encourage one another. In times of trouble, a family comes together, they build a bond, they build a wall. So we go to church to build a bond of believers, to strengthen our prayer life. Because maybe you are weak in some area, and another believer is strong in that area. So his strength is going to push you to the next level, because you are in one spirit, You have been united by the presence and power of Christ. So you need to be, as a person, you need to wake up. You see, not just telling yourself, I'm not going to church because my church service is always aired online. You see, I can connect it from at the comfort of my son, but you need to be in church, and that's a fact, because going to church is going to help you to build muscles. We build muscles by learning from someone else. So it's going to strengthen. When you hear someone fighting demons, you are going to be like, I don't want the demons that have left that person to attack me. So it's going to encourage you to pray even more. You pray more. That's how and why we should go to church, to strengthen the unity among us as believers, to strengthen the peace, so that we can learn on the weaknesses of others. We can improve on the strengths. We can help others to grow too. Because in these believers, there are those who are still babies. There are those who are still growing. There are those who are still crowding. So if we unite ourselves, we are going to hold each other's hand to make sure we are going to succeed. Point number 3, why you should go to church is that sometimes you can have your own altar at home. You can build an altar at home, a small altar, but it is very important for you to go to church, because going to church is a symbol that you are connecting yourself, you are connecting your life, you are connecting whatever you are doing, you are connecting your endeavor with the altar. There's power. When God built an altar, when Elijah built an altar for God, it lasted for generations to pray on that altar. So when we go to the church, it means we are going to seek the power of God from the altar. So when we go to church, we are going to connect ourselves with the altar. We are going to connect ourselves where we are going to throw power. You cannot throw power from your house. There's a secret, and the reason why God chose you to be in that church. There's a reason why God chose that pastor of yours to be your pastor. So there is a reason why you should be attending the services frequently. There is a reason why you shouldn't just watch him preach over the phone, but also connect with that altar by going to the church, telling God, sometimes crying just at the altar, standing just on the altar that God designed it for you. It's very important, because it's going to help you break the chains. There are generational chains that are killing people. Generational chains that are making people live a life which is never meant to be for them. But when you choose yourself, that I'm not going to sit in my house, but I'm deciding to go to the church, it means you are going to impact your life by connecting with the altar that God chose over your life. There is a reason why God anointed that man of God of yours. There is a reason why God anointed that person to be called your prophet, your pastor. Remember, by the prophet, the Israelites was what? Established. So there is a word. There are sometimes we can know how to pray, but we need a man of God to speak things in our life so that these things are established. Because even there are levels in spirituality. Maybe your level is not my level. My level might not be my pastor's level. So I need the man of God to be on top of me, to submit under his grace, so that he can speak a word in my life, and things that's happening. And the word he speaks cannot work for me if I have not connected to the altar he's serving from. So today it has been just simple, and we have talked about why you shouldn't miss church as a believer or someone who is trying to live a better life tomorrow. God bless you. Please don't forget to follow us on our social media. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube, Micah Simiyu, Facebook, Micah Simiyu, and God bless you. Shalom.